sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
We welcome you into brand new SunTrust Park in Atlanta. Of course, Hank Aaron's statue outside, and why not? The 755 home runs he hit. That is also a big part of it. When you walk into this ballpark, it is brand spanking new. And it is game one of a four-game series between the San Diego Padres and the Atlanta Braves. As you can imagine, a jam-packed house here tonight, taking the better part of three to go for the first game ever here at SunTrust Park. Welcome inside the brand new broadcast booth here at SunTrust Park. Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, certainly, Mudd, it is very special to be a part of this tonight.
Don, you and I love coming to the ballpark, old and new, and it's always a pleasure. And quite frankly, the adrenaline starts to pump when you walk into a new building like SunTrust Park. Hey, when Turner Field opened up, it was a nice venue. They've got a nice one here in Braves country, and the proper way to open this place up, they introduced Braves legend, number 35, Nuxie Phil Niekro in attendance. All the way from Bobby Cox to Greg Maddux, John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, all the greats here, and the Hall of Fame. This is one treat for the Braves fan, not only here in Atlanta, but for all of baseball who love the game so much.
And how special is it for you? You were a Brave.
It's very special. I got a chance to play with Smoltz and Maddux and Tom Glavine, and it was just one thing in Atlanta to win a championship in 1991, and to see that represented here this afternoon, this evening in Atlanta. So it's a treat for everyone, all generations. That's the big key thing, I think, here in Atlanta. All generations are enjoying it.
Well, it was a very special ceremony that just took place moments ago here on the field. Hank Aaron throwing out the first pitch on this special night from Atlanta. We're back with more after this. In Atlanta, The ceremony continues as they introduce the teams, and tonight, when we get started, as we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth again, Don Orsillo and Mark Cranon. Tonight, we're going to see Jhoulys Chacín, who had a very tough first outing, but very good last time out.
Talk about bouncing back. That's exactly what Chacín did. Why? Because he was keeping the ball down in the zone, the breaking ball late. He mixed in some curveballs early, but the ground ball was really the big key for Chacín. And when you get guys like Buster Posey to take pitches like that, that means late action, bad swings from the Giants. He really made a nice bounce back. Jhoulys Chacín, hope he carries it over against the Braves tonight.
Should be fun. It's game one of a 4-game series. We'll step aside and come back with more after this home opener for the Atlanta Braves. SunTrust Park is being opened, and the introductions continue from field level.
Number 26, Mike Fulton-Evans. Number 27, Matt Kemp. Number 34, Eric O'Flaherty. Number 38, Arodys Vizcaíno. Number 40, Bartolo Colon. Number 46, Ian Crow. Number 50, Chaz Rowe. Number 52, Jose Ramirez. Number 53, Jim Johnson. Number 54, Jaime Garcia. Number 55, Josh Colemanter. Number 58, Luke Jackson. Number 64, Emilio Bonifacio. And now, the starting lineups for your Atlanta Braves. Led by the manager, number 43, Brian Snitker. Leading off, playing center field, number 11, Ender Inciarte. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 7, Dansby Swanson. Batting third, playing first base, number 5, Freddie Freeman. Batting fourth, playing right field, number 22, Nick Markakis. Batting fifth, playing second base, number 4, Brandon Phillips. Batting sixth, playing third base, number 13, Adonis Garcia. Batting seventh and catching, number 25, Tyler Flowers. Batting eighth, playing left field, number 8, Chase Peterson. Batting ninth and pitching, number 49, Julio Teheran. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves are honored to have a special guest with us tonight. Please welcome the Commissioner of Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred.
On behalf of Major League Baseball, I'd like to welcome each of you to baseball's newest gem, SunTrust Park. I want to congratulate Terry McGurk, the Braves organization, and the city of the Cobb County citizens on completing this great project. This ballpark will serve this region for many years to come. Enjoy the ball game.
At this time, direct your attention to the outfield as employees from SunTrust Bank carry out our nation's banner. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and kindly remove your caps. To honor America, please join the singing of our national anthem, performed by American Idol winner and AMA-nominated artist from Albany, Georgia, Philip Phillips.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the Rockies' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Honda. Hurry into the Honda Dream Garage sales event today. By Petco, your complete pet store with all the nutrition, supplies, and services you need to support the health and well-being of your pet. By Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. And by Tough Shed. Today's game is brought to you by Tough Shed. For more than great sheds, check them out at toughshed.com. Well, it's time now for the Saquon Pick the Stick. Fans, you can decide who you're with by tweeting out #I'mWith, the last name of the broadcaster you think has the best pick. If you're right, you could win a free foursome of golf at Saquon Golf Resort. Going Will Myers had the first choice. Why not? That's what I said.
You're right in the hunt there. Bob Scala with 39 points. I tell you what, I'm just lying in the weeds, make my move with 3 points. Mark Sweeney, Mike Pomerantz necking it out at second place, very, very close, second and third place. Should be fun, though, tonight. Once it all said and done, after that first pitch, we've got baseball.
Now, it is a beautiful night tonight in Atlanta, very comfortable as we get ready for this first game ever here. And as the introductions are done and ceremonies have come and gone, it's time now for our weather report, brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 79 degrees, not very humid though here in Atlanta, which is something we're certainly used to. Southeast at 6 miles per hour and partly cloudy the forecast for the remainder of the evening. Lots of blue skies above here and a jam-packed SunTrust Park here, and they've been waiting for this for a very long time, no doubt. 30 months it took to build this stadium, from September 2014 to February of 2017. And it holds 41,149. Mentioned the ceremony before the game, and great to see a lot of the legends coming out here from the Atlanta Braves.
I tell you what, you know what's personally speaking for me, the guys like Hank Aaron, watching him towards the end of his career. Hey, Chipper Jones, probably one of the loudest applauses when he was introduced. It just goes to show you the generation of fans here. Bobby Cox, the Hall of Fame manager, number 6, being honored as well, along with all the greats. Spahn, Matthews, Maddox, Necro, then the Hammer, Hank Aaron, number 44. I got chills. It's great. Baseball royalty.
And Hank throwing out the first pitch here moments ago, which was outstanding. Bobby Cox catching him, and well, we did our last game last year at Turner Field and wondered what this place would look like. Saw some of the pictures of what it looked like. It's even more spectacular than what we expected, I think.
It's very nice, and what I like is the outfield isn't too big as far as the stands are concerned. It's intimate out there in the outfield. There's a lot of different ways to sit out there. They've got the chop house to where you can enjoy a meal and a beverage. Out in left field, they've got like traditional type bleachers out there. The bullpens are right below the fans.
Out in center field too, they have taken a little bit something from Kansas City as far as the fountains go that apparently may go on after home runs, but there are fountains out in center. And there's also the woods in center field, like Coors Field we just left.
We've got shrubbery in Atlanta.
We do.
And you know what I'm anxious to see is how the ball is going to play here in Atlanta. It is the 3rd highest in elevation in Major League Baseball, just under 1,000 feet. I was watching during batting practice, and in right field, it looked like the ball was kind of jumping.
Here are the dimensions: 335 to left, 385 in the power alley in left center, 400 straightaway center field, 375 to right center, and 325 down the right field line. And you're right, and seeing those balls take off to right field especially, it's going to be interesting. Anytime you have a new ballpark, to see what the different patterns are.
And you know what? When you look at right field, right center field, and plus that scoreboard, I mean, you're kind of boxed in. Now, whether we're going to have to find out which way the wind's going to swirl here. But when you've got those high buildings out in right center, and then that big scoreboard, it might be a jet stream out that way. Or dead air, I should say, so where if you get it elevated, it's got a good chance of getting out of here.
Now time for our AARP's Getting to Know SunTrust Park. As the fountains do go off out there at center field as the Braves take the field. Some of the particulars of this brand new ballpark. Groundbreaking September 16th of 14, built in 30 months. And it holds 41,149. And They are all here tonight, as you might imagine. They were here early as we arrived this afternoon, getting ready for the first game ever here in Atlanta. Well, the Padres lineup is brought to you by Toyota. Andy Green coming in here to open up this ballpark with Manuel Margot leading it off and in center field with Travis Jankowski in left. Will Myers at first base with Jan Hervis Solarte at second base in the cleanup spot with Brian Schimpf at third. Hunter Renfroe is in right field with Eric Ibar at shortstop batting seventh. Austin Hedges doing the catching eighth. And Jolice Chassin doing the pitching and batting out of the ninth spot.
And the 26-year-old making his third start, Julio Teheran for the Atlanta Braves. Kid's got a live arm. Aggressive with his fastball. He's got movement on that fastball. Through a four-seamer and a two-seamer. He really likes that slider as well. He'll make you chase with the fastball out of the zone. And also the slider down by that back foot. His adrenaline's got to be pumping, making the first start here at SunTrust Park.
Well, defensively for the Atlanta Braves, Jace Peterson is in left field with Ender Inciarte in center. Nick Markakis around in right with Matt Kemp currently on the DL for the Braves. Adonis Garcia third base. Dansby Swanson is the shortstop. Brandon Phillips now an Atlanta Brave after all those years with the Cincinnati Reds. Freddie Freeman at first base, and Tyler Flowers does the catching with Julio Teheran on the mound for the Braves.
Brandon Phillips went to high school here in Atlanta, around Stone Mountain, and he comes home somewhat. And one thing to look for in this series, the play around the second base bag. The double play has been kind of the kryptonite early on in the season for the Atlanta Braves. Really not turning a lot of double plays that maybe should be double plays defensively.
Which is surprising because Brandon Phillips is very good defensively always.
Gold Glover.
Yes, indeed. We are ready to go here in the first pitch from SunTrust Park in Atlanta. And Julio Teheran will throw it to Manuel Margot. Padres coming off back-to-back series wins, 2 out of 3 from the San Francisco Giants, 2 out of 3 from the Colorado Rockies to begin this two-city tour. And here we go, game 1 of a 4-game series. First pitch from SunTrust Park on the way, and it is in the air to center field. Inciarte out there waiting. And he'll take care of out number 1. Manuel Margot on one pitch is out. Well, Teheran has been snake bitten. 13 innings, 10 hits, 2 runs. They're not earned. So no earned runs in 13 innings and has no record coming in.
And that's frustrating for a pitcher because you make good pitches. You're expected to get outs and have them make plays behind you. You have to throw more pitches to try to get out of the inning. And that just gets up there with the pitch count.
1 down for Travis Jankowski. And the numbers for Teheran, 10 Ks too, along with the 4 walks for him in the first 2 games.
You see his arm action. It's almost like a whip. I mean, he really gets on top of that baseball and explodes forward. He's got a good body, good frame, long legs, arm span.
Jankowski fouling it off down 1 and 2. The 2 games for Teheran that he had pitched in, both on the road, of course, one at Citi Field in New York and PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Now back home again and facing a San Diego Padres team playing good baseball. 1-2, just inside.
You know, I have to say, Donald, this is a nice ballpark.
Yep.
But in my heart, my favorite begins with a P and ends in Etco.
I would agree. America's favorite ballpark remains Petco Park. Fouled off, and that hurt. Still 2-2.
There's that slider that Teheran throws down and in to the lefties. He goes from the first base side of the rubber. Watch him get on top of it and snap it. See the rotation? Boy, that's tough to keep fair. And when you do make contact, yeah, it's either going in the Braves dugout or off your ankle or your shin for a shin burger.
Jankowski now, Myers next. Padres batting here in the first inning. Jankowski a little bit late and nothing else And Tehran to throw some pitches after Manuel Margot on one pitch was retired.
I was about to say, if I'm going to lead off a game in a ballpark like this, first pitch, I'm swinging out of my shoes. You might hit a home run, go down to the history books.
Well, Margot was thinking along the same lines, apparently. After that first pitch and flying out to Ender Inciarte in center field.
That's going to be a guy to look for in this series as well. Ender Inciarte, he can get him in the gaps. He can go back. He's got speed. He's got a great glove.
8th pitch of the at bat coming up here to Jankowski. And he'll work the walk. Nice at bat for Jankowski. So a 1-out base runner here in the first inning.
I'll get him into the stretch and see how he reacts.
Myers to stand in for the first time tonight. How about a 400 average out of the gate for Myers? 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. Fantastic series in Colorado. Big part of the Padres winning that series, taking 2 out of 3 from the Rockies. Riding a 4-game hitting streak coming in, and a quick check on Jankowski at first base. Six for 12 for Myers in that Colorado series with a double, 2 triples, a home run, 3 runs scored, and 3 RBIs. And chases after that pitch, headed down and away.
Well, the pitchers know. Julio Tehran in particular, they look at the box scores. They've got the scouting reports. Will Myers, the way he's swinging the bat, how do you counter that? Go soft early. That's exactly what Tehran did with that slider out of the zone.
Throw to first, and Jankowski was leaning the other direction, but he does get back to the bag. Held on over there by Freddie Freeman.
Well, you can run on Flowers. Numbers were not good last year. Only 4.7% caught stealing for the backstop last year.
Time call. Tehran taking a long time.
It might be part of the game plan.
Maybe that's where Jankowski was headed. Did appear to be going the other way. He has a pretty short lead over there at first base. Myers with a healthy hack. That's 0-2.
Another slider. And why not? Tehran's had success with that pitch, the first pitch, and good location as well, down below the knees. He offered at the first one. Why not throw it a second time?
Julio Tehran 7-10 last year, 3.21 ERA and 30 starts for the Braves.
Now we can go slider or fastball out of the zone.
Undrafted free agent signed by the Braves. And ended up signing a 6-year contract with Atlanta. They'll take him through 2019. An option for 2020. Spent some time on the DL last year. Right lat strain put him on the DL for part of last season. Throw to first, and again kind of frozen there initially is Jankowski. Back-to-back 14-win seasons for Tehran in 2013 and 2014 in a Braves uniform.
You know, with a little bit of offense, this kid could be easily a 20-game winner.
Absolutely. Jankowski goes, pitch in the dirt, throw down is not going to be in time. Stolen base for Travis Jankowski. Finally tried it, and without a problem, head first slide into second base for Jankowski.
Well, he was smelling stolen base. So were the Braves. High leg kick. It was a breaking ball. So even though that breaking ball, not as hard as a fastball, it might be a half a step or more for Travis Jankowski to successfully get into second base.
So 1 out, Jankowski in scoring position. Myers with a count of 2-2. It's evened up. Myers hits it on the ground to short. Swanson throws him out at first base. No advance for Jankowski. That ball grounded to his right. Generally, the rule of thumb is not to take off. In that instance, he didn't, and there are 2 down in the inning. You talked about Dansby Swanson really being the face and future of this franchise.
Yeah, remember Chipper Jones when he first came up?
Yep.
First year as a Brave, they won a World Championship 1995, and Chipper became that face of the franchise. This kid right here has the opportunity to be in that same position, I think. The trade from Arizona, he's a shortstop. Good-looking youngster from the Atlanta area. Be that face of the Braves.
And here is Solarte with a hack and can't catch up to it. Solarte coming in hitting at .324, a couple of home runs and 10 runs batted in. Outfield playing by medium depth and straight away on Solarte. Padres would love to jump out on top here in the first inning, getting to Tehran. He's not given up an earned run yet this season.
Yeah, how about scoring 4 in the first on Wednesday? That'd be a nice trend to at least score 1 here and get on the board.
Very good with runners in scoring position for Solarte so far in the year. And that includes 8 of the 10 RBIs he has. Solarte on the ground to first base. Freddie Freeman was guarding the line. He'll flip to Tehran. And Jankowski will be left at second base. Braves are coming up after this. Crowd better than 41,000 initiating it here, and first time we've seen it at the brand new SunTrust Park in Atlanta. Now the Braves are coming up. Brian Snitker, the manager of the Atlanta Braves, that interim tag taken away. The manager full-time now has entered Inciarte at center field with Dansby Swanson at shortstop. Freddie Freeman at first base. Nick Markakis in right. Brandon Phillips at second base. Adonis Garcia at third with Tyler Flowers doing the catching, batting seventh. Jace Peterson is in left. And Julio Tehran out of the 9 spot. The pitcher. Padres have on the mound Jhoulys Chacín.
Well, he bounced back nicely his last start against the Giants. 6 2/3. He works the corners with all of his pitches, and he puts away the hitters with the slider. We saw that exactly against the Giants.
Swing and a miss here for Ender Inciarte. Slow start for the leadoff hitter for the Braves, hitting at 189 coming in. 2 homers and 4 runs batted in 8 games so far for Inciarte. Grounder foul, really the tale of 2 different starts for Jhoulys Chacín. Not a good one against the Dodgers, but very good last time out against the Giants.
Oh, he's been around the block a long time, but the one thing that I noticed his last start, just more aggressive early. He was throwing breaking stuff early for strikes. And remember, second time around, I believe he broke out that curveball. The curveball was effective, just like the slider. He mixed in some changeups. He just mixed his pitches very, very well second time around.
They'll be looking for all the firsts that take place here at SunTrust Park. Always first home run, first stolen base, first strikeout. This is on the ground, deep third, and the backhand is Schimpf, off balance throw, not in time. Nice bid though by Ryan Schimpf on a tough play from third base, but Inciarte able to beat it out with his speed.
You almost smelled that one. Ryan Schimpf way off the line, so 4, 5, 6, and then throwing off balance, and Inciarte's got good speed. He beats it out maybe about a half step. And he knows that Ryan Schimpf has to do all three of those things. Get to it, catch it cleanly, good throw. Not enough oomph on it to get the speedy Inciarte.
So lead runner on here for the Braves in the bottom of the first inning.
And there goes the no-hitter.
Travis Jankowski with the first stolen base ever here at SunTrust Park.
How nice is that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Swanson to left center field. Margot moves over into the gap and takes care of out number one. He is part of a Padres defense that is brought to you by Lincoln. Left to right in the outfield, Travis Jankowski, Manuel Margot, and Hunter Renfroe. Ryan Schimpf has already made a nice play at third. The veteran shortstop with 0 errors and 41 total chances so far for the Padres. Eric Ibar and Hervis Solarte at second base. Will Myers at first. And Austin Hedges doing the catching.
Well, up the middle, we talk about teams being strong, and up the middle turned in that double play. The Padres with 11 twin killings, leading in that category the Colorado Rockies with 19.
Padres shifting here on the right side. They bring Ryan Schimpf over to the right side of the infield from third base. Freddie Freeman at .333 to start the year. 3 home runs, 3 RBIs, and he bounced out of the 3 spot. Snap throw to first, and he is safe, just back. Nice throw by Hedges. Thought he had him.
Does Will Myers want a challenge? He pointed immediately to the Padre dugout.
Hedges looking in there too. He wants it.
I might have got him on the heel. Might have gotten him on the right heel before he got to the bag. You know, if Eddie Perez would get out of the way.
If he kind enough to move, we'd get a better look.
What a great throw, though, by Austin Hedges. You know, with the closed front door, the left-handed hitter Freeman throwing behind that hitter. That was nice.
No challenge here by the Padres. They've gotten a look, and they don't think so.
Changeup.
2-0 changeup. And he did for strike one.
Now that's pitching right there. 2-0 fastball count. Freddie Freeman loves the fastball. Very quick bat from the Braves first baseman. How do you counter that? You've got confidence in your changeup. It was down, but it split the plate. So out of the hand, looked like it was going to be a big old fat pitch. 2-0.
Throw to first and back to the bag again. Inciarte. Padres shifting on the right side, but they keep it tight to the infield here with the double play possibilities.
Now look at that gap.
Lots of room on that left side. Only Eric Ibar to the left of second base. Another check, and kind of off the bag there was Myers. Back is Inciarte. Infield hit gets Inciarte to first base. Three and one.
Well, he threw the 2-0 changeup. Does he throw the 3-1 changeup? Anything he throws here has got to be down. That's why the infield is played to pull. That's why the shift is on. Freddie Freeman will hit the ball hard on the ground if it is down and away. Try to hook it. Oh, the 3-1 combio.
It was
back to it.
That's what he's been going to here. Went 2-0 and then 3-1.
Tell you what, if he gets that feel early, he's throwing it twice to Freeman. Good luck, Braves hitters.
This last time out, 6 2/3, no runs against the Giants. Trying to quiet the Atlanta Braves here. Runner goes, and a line drive base hit into left center field. Little hit and run. Inciarte is going to be stopped at third. throw is going all the way to the plate, missing the cutoff man completely, and it's second and third with one out of the inning. A double for Freddie Freeman.
As soon as the leg kick was up, the runner was off. Stay out of the double play, because Freddie Freeman, if he hits his spots, the pitcher that is, he can ground into a double play. Boy, he really gets it. I mentioned the quick bat, down and in, getting that bat inside that baseball and firing it to the left side.
So the Braves are threatening here in the bottom of the first inning. Second and third, one out, and Nick Markakis coming up. Markakis off to a good start. 300 average with a home run. 3 runs batted in. An outfield that is without Matt Kemp. Chacin from the stretch. Long look at third at Inciarte. Ball 1. Through 65 pitches on opening day against the Dodgers. 95 pitches last time out.
It'll be interesting to see. That was the first pitch breaking ball for a ball. First base is open. Is this second pitch going to be a breaking ball off the plate?
Line to right. Renfroe going back over his head, and a one off the wall. Inciarte from third. Freeman coming around from second. It is a 2-run double, and the Braves have jumped on top 2-0. Nick Markakis delivers with a 2-run double up over the head of Hunter Renfroe in right field.
Fastball right down the middle. Oh, you know what? I take that back. It might have been an off-speed pitch. That might have been a changeup. After a second look, it looks like that Chacin really. It didn't look like a fastball grip. It came out of his hand as almost a changeup. We'll have to double check that. But anyway, it was right down the middle. 2 previous off-speed pitches were down out of the zone, and Markakis made him pay on that one.
Now Brandon Phillips in on the right side. Atlanta has struck early here in the bottom of the first inning. Looking for more, but Chacin with a strike over the outside corner. th professional season for Jhoulys Chacin. Sharply hit, but picked on the backhand by Solarte. Elects to go to first. As taking third is Markakis, who did take a gander at third base, but didn't go that way and went to first instead. So 4-3, but Markakis now advances to third base. Brings up Adonis Garcia.
So it was the fastball that Markakis hit to right field, and we know that Chacin has got to hit the corners and work down or go out of the zone if he's ahead in the count with that heater. Just caught way too much of the plate.
There's Garcia hitting at 161 through the first 8 games of the year for the Braves third baseman. He'll take strike 1, so Chacin jumps out ahead. The Braves getting Tehran some runs here and looking for some more in the first inning. Chacin's allowed 3 hits in the inning. Big 2-run double though by Nick Markakis. Flared foul, and Chacin jumps ahead.
Tell Garcia, he's not afraid to swing it. Slider down and away, get it out there. He'll chase.
Good pitch, and it's strike 3 to end the inning. Braves get a pair and take a 2-0 lead after 1.
You know what? There's something unique at every ballpark, and we found it. It's the Zipline here, and you know what? We've got to get the full ballpark experience, so we're going to give this thing a try. And if something tragic happens, hey, we know it's going to go viral. Woo! Mark, Don, back to you guys.
That's awesome, Scan. I bet you he is the first guy to do it in a suit, huh?
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The zip line. Bob getting it done, all what, 6'8" of them as well.
I was going to say, they had to raise that cable about a good 4 feet, or else his feet were going to drag on the bottom there. What a great experience for Bob Scanlon. Thanks for that report, Bob.
Lots of stuff going on here at SunTrust Park.
Yeah,
I mean, they get all kinds of things, and he's going to be all over the park during this 4-game series and tonight, so we'll get a better look at this ballpark as the night goes on with Bob Scanlon, but he's off to a very good start. That was fun.
That's got to be padded underneath down there. They got to have like those foam stuff, right?
You'd think.
Yeah.
Ryan Schimpf, 160 average so far. 2 homers, 5 runs batted in. And the everyday third baseman for the Padres, and settling into that spot after seeing him primarily last year at second base. Schimpf, Renfroe, and Ibar in the second inning.
You got a frog with a tennis racket inside that glove, Tyler Flowers. See that? Bounced right out.
Hold on to it.
Yeah.
You don't travel your frog with a tennis racket, do you? The one that you have at home in the home booth?
You know, I've got 2. I should travel with one of them. Got a game break coming up from the nation's capital, Phillies, Nationals, from Nationals Park.
And that is ball 4 to Schimpf. So down to first base. Second walk allowed by Tehran.
Hey, at least score 1 this inning.
Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Chop Braves down early. Get it?
Got it.
And spoil the party. And the Padres did it at Citi Field against the Mets. His first game ever there. They beat the Mets. Hopefully they do it here in Atlanta.
Ground ball deep short. Swanson to second for 1, on to first for 2. Coming in hard at second base too was Schimpf, and it did make Phillips leave his feet. Got enough on the throw though to get the second part of the double play.
Yeah, Phillips hung in there nicely. Clean slide by Ryan Schimpf to the bag. Very close at first base.
So the walk quickly erased on the double play, and talking about the double play is out pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with how far Dansby Swanson had to go to his right and towards third base. Now here is Eric Ibar. Look out, he's hitting the back.
Uh-oh. You know, Tehran's got pretty decent control. Well, you know what? Now is when you start Googling history.
Yeah.
Tehran, Eric Ibar.
Yeah.
Ibar, rather.
What's the past been?
Who's going to be? Yeah, exactly. What's the history there, if any?
Do you take in consideration the hard slide at second base?
I think it was clean. There's nothing wrong with that.
I totally agree with you. I believe it is clean too.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you think
you never know.
Tehran took exception to it?
You never know.
Well, Austin Hedges will take a look at strike one. Now his slide was completely clean and did what exactly the rule book tells you to do now, which is slide to the bag. Hedges finally get that first hit out of the way. And Schimpf, of course, going in hard at second base. Uplifting Brandon Phillips. Strike two. And for 27 so far for Austin Hedges. This is the first time that Ibar has faced Tehran in his career, so they have no history.
Well, they were teammates at 16. Maybe they got ticked off at one another in the clubhouse or something.
Maybe.
Ibar was a Brave in the 2016 season, also in Detroit.
Ibar with a lead at first. And a pop-up. Foul off of first, and then they'll get back into the seats off the bat of Austin Hedges. And one of the great things I think they did here at this ballpark was add the screenage all the way down the first and third base lines here. And you can barely even see that it's a screen. That's how good it is. I don't think anybody's going to complain about it. The screens are just beyond each dugout here, and that is for safety for the fans.
I love it. I think it's
awesome.
Great. Yep.
But I mean, it's so clear. I mean, I don't really even see it. You hardly tell it's there. 1-2 the count. Runner goes, and here's a liner into center field, base hit. Ibar is heading for third, little hit and run here, and Austin Hedges, as his second hit of the season, comes at a pretty good time. First and third with two down for the Padres in the second inning.
Action, two-out action. Good to see Austin Hedges. As Tehran misses with a fastball, leaks up, he gets on top of it. Get on top of that. Using the big part of the field, left center field, right center field.
That is the first hit allowed by Tehran, who had walked to and hit a batter.
And now hopefully Chassin, he can put the ball in play, avoid the strikeout, at least put the ball in play to maybe even find a hole or have them mess up with a miscue on the infield to get that run and to keep the inning going.
His 9-year career, he's at a 183 average. And he takes a strike, kind of bending out of the way. So far, Chassin in 2 starts for the Padres and 3 plate appearances, 0 for 3. Really help out his own cause right here with 2 down in the second inning. 0-2. On the ground down the third baseline, Tehran will pick and throw. Not in time, and a run scores. In the back door from third, Ibar is in, and the Padres are on the board. Tehran with a good throw to first base, and credit Chacin for getting down the line and beating that out to get the Padres on the board.
The swinging bunt. Oh, pick him up, put him down, big fella. Look at that. Just beats it out.
Almost let up a little bit there before the bag.
Oh, he is huffing and puffing. Hopefully, the Padres extend this inning and go a while to give Chacin a little bit of a breather.
We had Jolice on after his last start. What a great guy.
Oh, outstanding.
Manuel Margot flying out to center field first time up. Now he'll take strike one on the outside corner. So the hit batter Ibar comes around to score. Now back-to-back base hits. Highest OPS leaders got Manuel Margot in the top 5 with Marcelo Zuna leading that category. Liner to right field. Markakis is going to lay it out, not make the catch. Around from second comes Hedges to tie the game. Throw goes to second, and the Padres have tied it up 2-2. Well, Markakis laying it out in right field. It is an RBI single for Margot, and it's a 2-2 ball game.
We've seen a lot of this early on. A slider taken the other way. Manuel Margot. That is just good old-fashioned big league hitting. And in the leadoff spot, getting on base, prolonging the inning. A great job by Markakis trying to lay out. He gets it on the heel of the glove. But what the Padres have going, 2 outs, base runners are going on the crack of the bat. Very impressive for Manuel Margot.
So 2 down, first and third now, and it brings up Travis Jankowski at a great first at bat, which he worked a walk and a lengthy at bat. Tehran with his 35th pitch of his outing. Running at first is Margot. Pitch is a strike. Throw is in time. Got him. Swanson applies the tag on the way by. And caught stealing is Margot. And we'll see here if the Padres are going to challenge or not. As Marvin Hudson looks into the Padres dugout, Andy Green has 30 seconds to decide whether or not he wants to challenge this play at second base, and he does not. Padres have tied it up, though. It's 2-2 after an inning and a half. here at SunTrust Park, and into the bottom of the second inning in a 2-2 ball game. It's outside for ball one, and Chassis, he's running around the bases and warmed up in between innings. Trying to catch his breath.
Yeah.
Tyler Flowers leading it off and grounding it up the middle into center field, a base hit. Braves catcher starts the bottom of the second inning with a single to center.
I've always felt if a pitcher's running the bases, you're not used to doing that. You get gassed easily. And if you're gassed when you go out on the hill, it's tough to get extended and get down with your pitches. The legs have a tendency to get a little heavy. Not saying that's the case for Jolice, but keep an eye on him. The location of his pitches this inning. That pitch was definitely up in the zone.
So lead runner on, and Jace Peterson now standing in. .286 average so far for Peterson in 7 games.
Up again. Oh, thank you. High strike.
Well, the left fielders so far for the Braves have done quite well, and that's where Matt Kemp was before going on the DL, along with Emilio Bonifacio. Braves left fielder is sitting a major league high .452, an .871 slugging percentage. Also tops in the majors. Spent the majority of last year with Atlanta. Fouls this one back and out of play. 1-2.
He's a kid who can play all over. Put him at third base in a pinch at shortstop. Jace Peterson.
He was acquired from the San Diego Padres in December of 2014. That's here, the runner at first. Padres in double play depth. Ken Rosenthal will be alongside with us in the 3rd inning.
Always love to talk ball with Ken.
Extremely knowledgeable and
a man with his finger on the pulse of
absolutely.
MLB.
Yes. And part of a crew that is working tomorrow's game here in FS1. 2-2. Fouled off to the left, out of play.
You know, not only can Peterson be put at second, short, third base, but for Brian Snitker, the manager of the Braves, he can feel comfortable putting even in any outfield position. That's the versatility. There's Brian. Took over as interim last year and then named manager full-time for the 2017 season.
Strike 3 call. Not liking that at all as Peterson says some stuff to Marvin Hudson on the way by. That's the 2nd strikeout for Chassin. Tomorrow on FS1 and in San Diego, here are the channels you got to get to see tomorrow's game, to see it on FS1.
On Cox 26, HD 1026. TWC, Time Warner, Spectrum 93. You know, you just have to add the 1 and the 10, right, on the HD and the regular channel, like AT&T
usually
652.
Yes.
Just add a 1.
It's pretty good.
Of course, Cox 26, 1026. Just trying to educate our fans and find out, you know, just keep them happy about where to find the game.
They are crashing from the corner. She offered for strike 1. Tehran squaring here with a runner at first and 1 down. So it's a 4-game series. Play day game on Sunday, night game on Monday. We're returning to San Diego for the next homestand. Coming from the corners, and Tehran pulls back, takes strike 2.
When was the last time you seen the first baseman of the center field shot coming in right after the pitch? Will Myers is crashing big time.
Yep. Charging. If he pulls it back and swings, Will's in a lot of trouble. So is Ryan Schimpf.
Being aggressive, though, you have to do that. Especially if they pop it up. Even in foul territory, they've got a greater chance of catching it.
Bunting with 2 strikes. That's strike 3. Fouled off, and the 3rd K for Chassin. 2 down. So Tehran unable to get that bunt down. Well, the next 3 games here spent in Atlanta at SunTrust Park. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. FS1, Sunday at 10 a.m. And the Padres and Braves will play at 4:30 on Monday. Full 4-game series here. Fox Sports San Diego. Padres head home where the Diamondbacks will be waiting for them. Surrounded the plate, but outside 1-0. Under Inciarte getting his 2nd look at Jhoulys Chassin. Inciarte with the infield hit in the 1st, came around to score the 1st Braves run. Throw to 1st, and back to the bag is Flowers. Not a great deal of speed for the Braves catcher. Third start of the year for Chassin. Opening day starter for the Padres will get the strike over, even the count at 1-1. Three strikeouts for Chassin through an inning and 2/3. Not walked anybody. 4 hits and 2 runs. On the ground right side. Solarte to the backhand. He'll flip to second for the out. The force out that ends the 2nd inning. This game's tied 2-2 at the end of 2.
Yeah, we got baseball coming up. Who doesn't love baseball on a Saturday? We got Tigers, Indians. The coverage begins at 3 Eastern on FS1, and then these Braves and Padres will tee it up from new SunTrust Park here in Smyrna, Georgia at 7 Eastern. All this action on FS1. Get your baseball fix on Fox.
One of the gentlemen working tomorrow on Fox on FS1. Ken Rosenthal in the house. Great to see you, Ken.
I'm a big fan of this guy.
Awesome.
Big fan.
I'm a big fan of this broadcast team right
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you very
Absolutely.
much. Appreciate that. Well, what are your thoughts on this brand new ballpark?
I would say it's pretty nice.
Very
and
nice.
It's a little bit different because it's not in a city like so many of the recent ones have been. It's kind of a artificial city that they're building around here. But at the same time, the park itself is very nice and has all the amenities. The clubhouses are ridiculous, as every new clubhouse is. So I'm impressed, yes.
Well, certainly a lot of people missing Turner Field when it was going away, a ballpark that was not very old by standards at all. And really, you know, a lot of people wondered if this would work out, but it has been tremendous here at the ballpark. Tonight, opening night, 41,000, better than.
And Ken, Don made a nice point earlier as we take a look from the center field view. I like it. I want your opinion. The nets, not only behind home plate, but extending over the dugouts, protecting the fans. I wish all of baseball did that.
I agree with you 100%. And every year we see incidents occur that are quite frightening. And I don't know what the problem is. Actually, I do know what the problem is. The problem is that the people who pay a lot of money for those seats don't want the nets there, and the teams are trying to be respectful of their wishes. That's nice. However, I'd like to see everyone get out of the stadium in one piece, and that's the issue here.
And let's face it, when a ball is rocketed above the dugout, I mean, talk about a downer. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt at the ballpark. It should be a happy place.
Absolutely, and I can speak to just the danger for an average person, not a player like yourself. But when I'm down there, well, I've gotten a broken finger from a ball that I thought I would be able to avoid, and it just hooked on me, and boom, got me. 10 stitches, broken finger, finished the game. But things can happen.
Yeah.
And things can happen. People are not paying attention, and folks will say, well, hey, get off your phones. No, that's not how the world works today. People are on their phones, and they shouldn't have to worry about getting struck by a ball while on their phones. I'm sorry, that's just the reality.
Travis Jankowski with a leadoff walk, third walk allowed by Tehran, and it brings up Will Myers. Well, I know the fans in San Diego were very fired up over the WBC and how enjoyable that was at Petco Park as one of the venues. Your thoughts on the WBC? It really seemed to pick up steam this year.
Don, I loved it, and I covered it in Miami, San Diego, and LA, and I'll admit I was a fan of it going in, but this year was just extraordinary. And I understand fans who say, oh my gosh, what if my guy gets hurt? And sometimes your guy does get hurt. But the overall good is so good. The games are so exciting that, to me, it's all worth the risk. Players get hurt in spring training too. They get hurt all the time. So while, yes, there is a greater risk in the WBC, that's part of the price for having this tournament, which is just an electric event. And again, I cannot be any more supportive. I had an absolute blast covering it.
One of the things that was brought up, Ken, I'm anxious to hear your take on this, is the rule change after the 11th inning for the WBC tournament. Let's put a guy out at first base and second base and take it from there. That's not baseball.
It's fine for the WBC when you've got limited pitching, restrictions on pitching, and you can't necessarily go 16 and come back the next day intact. In Major League Baseball, I absolutely would oppose such a thing. Games like the Mets-Marlins game last night, fans go crazy when games like that are played. They love them. They love them because they're quirky, and part of the magic of the sport is the quirkiness. The other aspect of this is that when you have a game go, say, 16 innings, yes, it wrecks your pitching. Well, guess what? If you don't like your pitching getting wrecked, win the game in 9. And when you do get your pitching wrecked in a 16-inning game, then you have to adjust and deal with the reality of a 162-game season.
And you know what? Games like that can affect the bullpen not only for a day or 3 or 4, I mean for a week or so plus. That's how a game like that can affect the ball club's bullpen.
On the ground towards third base, it'll be a foul ball. And Myers will come on back. Jankowski back to the bag at first. Your thoughts on the NL West so far? The Arizona Diamondbacks off to a very good start.
They're intriguing. The Rockies are intriguing, though the Rockies seem to suffer an injury every 3 days that makes them less intriguing. But I was telling Mark this before the game. I liked the Diamondbacks coming into the season. Just thought their talent was really good. It was good last year. Some things happened injuries happened, Shelby Miller happened, and it was a mess of a season. But they came back with that group largely intact. And are they perfect? No. Can they compete? Yeah, I think so.
You know, it's funny, Ken, because, I mean, we're all fans of the game, and we look at teams differently, and it's such a long season. But I really like the Rockies, although the Padres pitching staff pitched them extremely well last road trip, or on this road trip, rather. I like the Rockies bullpen. I like the addition of Greg Holland. I think that the arms leading up, they're going to score runs. They get Ian Desmond back. Who knows? But it should be interesting in Denver as well.
I agree. And that bullpen is quite something right now. With Holland, Ottavino, and Dunn doing what he's doing, a lot of people, including myself, questioned the money they spent on Holland and Dunn. It was $7 million on Holland, $19 million on Dunn. Whoops.
High to left field over the outstretched glove of Swanson, and Myers with a rocket liner has got himself a base hit. Board for the first time as Jankowski takes second.
This ball is smoked like a Christmas ham. Up in the zone, Flowers wants it down and away, and Tehran, the two-seamer, leaks. And you know, Will thought that Swanson he thought he was going to catch it. Gotta go.
Will's had some crazy reactions lately. Saw the home run last week. Didn't think he got enough of it. He did.
It's a big kid playing the game right there.
You got that right.
A big signing really for the Padres. You think about this offseason and signing Will Myers, really making him the face of the franchise. Pretty big for the Padres.
Yes, and big for him. Here's a guy who's had wrist trouble and has had an up and down start to his career. It's coming into focus right now, and he looks like he's going to be a really good player for a long time. And it also spoke volumes that he was willing to commit. Because let's face it, he's the one right now. And he's got to wait for all these other guys to come into their own. So it was good for both.
Off third as Garcia will not have a play. And of course the game tomorrow on FS1. Ken Rosenthal will be there as well as part of the broadcast tomorrow. And if you want to see the Padres game, it is on FS1 tomorrow. I want to ask you about the Padres and what you see coming for the Padres. We've heard a lot about the waves of talent that exist in the minor league level that are coming. Your thoughts on the organization as a whole right now?
There's no doubt that there's a ton of talent here. And just talking to the major league staff today, Mark McGuire right there was telling me, my gosh, we've got guys coming that I can't believe. He specifically mentioned Tatis. Now, it's painful what they're doing at the major league level. And also, I will say this. A number of teams are rebuilding along the same lines. Not everyone is going to succeed. Not every one of these clubs is going to come out the other end being the team that they want to be. So there is that risk. But this is the plan that they chose after going for it. It's the right plan. You can make a strong argument that they never should have done the initial plan, and that's fine, but I understood at the time what they were trying to do. I knew it was full of risk. I think we all did. Anybody rational knew that, but it was worth a shot.
This should be 2 to second for 1. No. Well, at first it is 2. He's able to come across the bag. Looked like he jumped off it initially, but it is 3 to 6 to 1 on the put out at first base. Got to look at it here. It's taking third base, Jankowski, and that was a rocket down to first base.
Ball hit so sharply that Freddie Freeman said Will Myers was going back to first base. There's no chance of Will getting to second base. Got the old snowball fight going. Freeman to short, back to first, back and forth. But he
safe at first.
I'm a big Solarte fan, by the way, and I want to make one more point on just what the Padres have done. It cost them a lot. Cost them money, cost them prospects, and it's going to be some time before they can recover. But at the same time, here we go, by the way.
So the play at second is pretty close. The play at first is pretty close.
Looks like he pulled his back down.
Solarte is safe right now, and Freeman was not even on it. But the play at second almost looked like Swanson may have come off the bag before the throw got to him at second base, and that's what I saw initially. So we're not sure here if they're challenging the play at first or the play at second.
Well, the great thing is that we're right on top of the play up here in this booth.
Okay, it's been requested by the Padres. So the Padres have requested the challenge. So it is definitely the play at second base that they're challenging because he's safe at first.
That was one weird play, Mark.
We're all over it. We got it.
Now, Ken, interesting point here. Do the umpires need to be mic'd and, and tell the fans what exactly they're looking at?
It's a complete mystery what's going on here. Right. No one has any idea. And This is a flaw, and this was something, by the way, that baseball said would not happen. They said that everything would be transparent, and it's not entirely that way. They're saying it's the call at first base.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. I guess he was called out. Now, never leaving first base was Inciarte, so he was convinced he was safe.
Well, remember, it's when the ball hits the back of the glove that determines whether the play is out or safe. And as Freeman gives up now, Tehran's over to first base.
He comes off the bag.
Yeah,
to take that throw.
I think they win that one. Although it's always dangerous to predict a replay.
Yeah.
It's like a big no-no, right, Mark? Don't do that. Don't predict a replay.
Okay, so we could be challenging two things here right now.
We could.
Play it second, play it first.
Yep. You know what? I thought from my vantage point, I think the play at second base was more of an off the bag than it was at first.
That's what I thought. That's why I said no. And then I looked up and the umpire at second, Nauert, was calling him out at second base. We'll get another look here. He's off, isn't he? No?
That's close. And then that one's close, too.
And they announced first base. I don't know that they announced that there was a challenge at second. So let's see what happens here.
Dan Iasanya.
Hey, when did Buddy Black become an umpire?
I think
the old left-hander.
The
old left-hander's umping games when he's not managing. I think Tehran may have been on the bag when that ball hit the back of his glove. You know, it's a tiptoe. It's very, very close. Now, Ken, are they going to have enough evidence, right, to overturn it?
I would say this is one where they do not.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts overall on replay and how it's going?
Well, this is not a great moment to be asking this question, I guess, but there you go.
There you go. Inciarte is out. It is a double play.
So again, you should not predict replay. I was wrong. But I do like replay. I do believe it's necessary because in this day and age with all the technology, you have to do absolutely everything you can to get it right.
Estimated time of the review was 2 minutes 49 seconds.
Now there have been some unintended consequences. Guys sliding off the bag and getting tagged out is the big one for me. But by and large, I'd still take it every day.
Well, 2 down now. Jankowski is at third base. And Ryan Schimpf, the batter, in a 2-2 game. View time was 2 minutes 49 seconds. That's a strike, and it's 0-1 now to Schimpf. Ten walks so far for Ryan Schimpf. Very patient at the plate, selective. Any surprises for you out of the gate across Major League Baseball to start the season?
Toronto starting as slowly as they have with the lineup that they have, even without Encarnacion. That's been a surprise. They've got great pitching. They have kind of an aging club, but no one thought they'd start this slowly. On the positive side, Cincinnati is a surprise.
Yep.
But Philadelphia started well last year as well. And I believe we know what will happen to Cincinnati.
Can anybody beat the Cubs in the Central?
I don't see it. I don't like the Cardinals. Something about that team that just doesn't feel right. They don't have a cleanup hitter. Their bullpen's in disarray. The rotation's been up and down a little bit. I don't see them. They're declining. And then Pittsburgh, the other team that generally contends, is also in kind of a funky place. We don't really know who they are yet.
And we know how crazy the playoffs can be. Do the Cubs, obviously they're the favorites. They can win it again. I shouldn't say easily, but they're on the path to. Within the next 5-6 years, they should win at least 2 more.
The only question I have is pitching, starting pitching. They have starters who had a lot of wear and tear last year, obviously. Guys who are getting older. Lester Lackey certainly is old. Arrieta's a free agent after this year. So that rotation is a bit fragile. There's not a lot of depth. But at the same time, you're right. They've got so many position players and more coming that they can trade for pitching.
Right.
They should be fine.
Well, Schimpf strikes out. They lead Jankowski at third base. This game remains tied 2-2. The FS1 broadcast. Clayton Richard will be on the mound for the Padres, and R.A. Dickey, former Cy Young Award winner, on the mound tomorrow for the Braves. Interesting, R.A. Dickey now a Brave. Your thoughts on this edition of the Atlanta Braves that we're seeing here before us tonight? You'll see tomorrow.
Well, they're buying time, and they have a slew of pitching prospects that are not yet ready. And as they open the new ballpark, they brought in Dickey, Colon, and Jaime Garcia because they didn't want to be embarrassed. They wanted to compete as best they could in their first year here, and they didn't want to have young kids just exposed, thrown to the wolves. We'll see how it works. Dickey, it's, you know, Don, from watching him all these years, it can be good, it can be bad, it can be somewhere in between. He's an interesting guy always. So is Colon. And the good thing is, if these guys pitch well, the Braves will have two options. If they're in it, which I don't know that I expect, they can certainly hold on to them. If they're not in it, those pitchers should have trade value on one-year deals.
I will pay top dollar to watch Big Sexy tow the sled. I love watching Bartolo Colon.
We watched his home run last year at Petco
Yes, that
Park,
was
which was
a Petco moment for the ages.
Yes, it was.
I don't think James Shields is still over that.
No, probably not.
He wasn't to tick anybody off. I mean,
in the air to shallow right. Out goes Solarte. In comes Renfroe, and it's Hunter Renfroe makes the catch on Dansby Swanson.
Ken, we talk about players being the face of the organization. I said before the game, Dansby Swanson, I think, is an almost Chipper Jones-like kid who can come into an organization and be that face. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. Local guy. The only question I have is how good a player he will be. And the only reason I say that, when you talk to scouts, his tools do not project the way, say, a Lindor's did. So, can he be a Jeter-type player? Instinctive, great leadership qualities, great poise, and a solid player. Yes, that seems to be the case. That seems to be a comp, even though you can't compare anybody to Derek Jeter. I get it, but that was what we're talking about here. The question is, what if he doesn't perform at, let's say, a high level for a shortstop? Let's say he's an average performer in terms of numbers. Is it easy, or is it possible for him to be that kind of guy? And you know this better than I do, Mark. Can that kind of guy be a leader on your team?
It's going to take some time. Time will tell. And he almost falls under the category of a player to where he's very solid, but he doesn't, like you said, doesn't have that one wow factor. You know, he can't put the ball out of the ballpark where he's going to hit 30, 35. Is he going to be a perennial Gold Glover each and every year? But yet he's going to be solid and do the job and not embarrass anybody at shortstop.
Crazy hop, and they got up over the glove of Myers as well as Solarte, and finds its way into right field. It's a base hit for Freddie Freeman on a well-struck ball, and he's got his second hit of the night.
Well, that ball came up on him a little bit, it looks like. Looks like Will had a bead on it, and then, of course, Solarte dives.
I'm going to charge him with an error at first base.
Ooh.
They're to explode on Myers at first, so no hit for Freeman. He's aboard on the error. With one out, Nick Markakis will stand in.
Hey, catchable ball maybe, but we're not down there. We don't know what type of hop. It did look like it came up a little bit, though.
It's a tough error for sure.
Ken Rosenthal, I want to ask you about the Cleveland Indians. I was somewhat surprised that Mike Napoli did not go back there after fitting in so well there with the Indians. They instead go with Edwin Encarnacion, but your thoughts on how they'll do this year?
Well, first of all, Napoli was surprised too, and very disappointed, because what happened basically was that the Indians said, we don't have any money, and then when Encarnacion lingered on the market, their owners said, wow, we can get Edwin Encarnacion. We've got money now. It's a tough thing for a player to hear. I love the team. I don't see any reason not to love them. Maybe the bullpen gets a little tired because of last October. The rotation should be relatively fresh, save for Kluber. But that's a team that really has a lot going for it. And the kid at shortstop, there's a lot of talk about who's the face of baseball. I don't know that it needs to be one face. But you know what? I would take Francisco Lindor as my face of baseball. He is that good, that engaging, that electric. So much fun to watch.
One out here in the inning, and Freddie Freeman at first base. Nick Markakis will hit a ground ball to shortstop. Ibarra get a second for one, on to first. That's two. And the end of our conversation with Ken Rosenthal. Thanks so much, Ken. Always
Thank
great
you. Good seeing you.
We'll be watching you tomorrow on FS1.
All right. Yeah, you better be watching me. No beach time or anything tomorrow.
We are actually at the Battery Atlanta. It's the area right outside the stadium. It's filled with shopping. It's filled with restaurants, bars, a live stage, as you can hear the music behind us. But why is this so relevant to the Atlanta Braves? They actually own and develop this part of the project, $400 million worth of investment, and they own all of it. It's relevant because this is cash flow to the organization, and that's going to go right to the payroll. Good times for the Atlanta Braves. Guys, back to you.
All right, Bob, thanks very much. And yeah, this is quite the village, I would call it here. It's kind of a Braves village around here.
I think it's great. And as this area will grow and grow in the years to come, there's going to be hotels. There's going to be a bunch of stuff going on here. Give people from all over the Southeast and even travel here for vacation a lot to do before they take in a big league ball game.
Fourth inning, and this one sent down the left field line, foul. Hunter Renfroe, Eric Ibar, Austin Hedges works out to be 6, 7, and 8 in the Padres order. Julio Teheran in a 2-2 game here into the fourth inning. Pitch 57. The right-hander is fouled back.
Remember, we were talking about the Padres opening up venues and winning. Citi Field against the New York Mets. Safeco Field, 1999, after the All-Star break.
Yeah, that was a mid-season opening,
yes,
right?
Yep.
That had to be very strange.
It was strange. What wasn't strange is opening up beautiful Safeco Field as opposed to the dungeon that was known as the Kingdom.
You didn't like it there? Pretty bad?
It was.
Now, when you were on the Mariners, were you in the Kingdom?
Kingdom.
Yeah,
Loved pitching there,
yeah.
though. For some odd reason, loved pitching there.
Driven down the left field line, but cannot straighten it out again. Foul ball.
It kind of reminded me of growing up in the Midwest and having a frozen TV dinner, watching TV in my mom's basement, being in the Kingdom.
I'm trying to picture that.
Yeah.
And get there mentally.
Well, that's where our TV was in the Grant family. Down in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A pop-up foul, flared back and out of play. Our thanks to Ken Rosenthal, who does an amazing job joining us in the third inning.
Love his stuff. He's got the pulse on Major League Baseball. Once again, Padres Braves tomorrow on FS1.
Renfroe bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the second inning. Roller foul, still 1-2.
Well, Hunter has taken some good hacks, and Teheran's going down, up, off speed. We've got ourselves a battle here.
Both teams with 2 runs, both teams with 4 hits. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Got away from Flowers briefly. He's got to throw him out, and he does. Second strikeout for Julio Teheran. As you mentioned, Mud, the Padres with some success opening up brand new stadiums. Citi Field beating the Mets 6-5. Beat the Giants 6-5 in 10 innings to open up Petco Park, of course, back in 2004. 99, the beginning of beautiful Safeco Field. Being 3-2. Hoping for more success in opening ballparks.
One thing that sticks out on that graphic is Citi Field. Jody Garrett leading off the game for the Padres. Touch them all. Home run.
I was there 2 nights before you guys were for an exhibition in the spring training at Citi Field.
So I sat in the chair that you announced
pretty close, yes.
So that's the reason.
But of course that doesn't matter or count because it was an exhibition.
I think there was
the Braves have had an exhibition here too. The Yankees were here last week.
And there was an exhibition at Petco Park before the Padres opened up as well. I believe it was a college game.
Ibar hooks this to first, but Freeman will catch it in the air. 2 down. So 2 away in the fourth inning. It brings up Austin Hedges. Single to center in the second. Came around to score the second Padres run and tied the game 2-2. Getting his second hit of the year and starting to feel a little more comfortable at the plate. After a rocky start and really pressing. swinging a little more freely these days is Austin Hedges.
You know, he seems the type of kid that he doesn't wear his emotions out on his sleeve. I mean, nobody knows what's going on between the ears for a player because, hey, there's pressure. But he handles himself in such a way to where he is going to put himself in the best position to be prepared and take it from there.
Jumps back out of the way of that. Ended up in the other batter's box. Elude that pitch from Julio Teheran. Third start for Teheran. Without a record, had not given up a run in 13 innings coming into this outing tonight. Charged with 2 in the second inning that tied this game. Line foul. They had fixed the tarp down there. I don't know if you saw some of the pictures. The tarp that is down there now is a smaller roller than what they had here for the Yankees exhibition game. The one that they had actually blocked fans of the first row from actually seeing the field, which is not good.
Yeah,
if you paid for front row tickets.
Yeah, the sight line was not there.
No. So it worked out kind of the kinks here as play their second game here, the first.
Look out.
Actual game as this pitch is high, non-exhibition. They also didn't have the line score anywhere in the ballpark till about an inning ago. Now they have it in center field on the scoreboard. But it was not there initially to begin this game, the first couple of innings. They're figuring it out as they go.
Sure. And when you get right down to it, it's 60 feet 6 inches and it's 90 feet in between bases.
There are seats underneath. The overhang does kind of hang over the lower bowl in areas. We were talking about that earlier. This one is popped up left side. Dansby Swanson right at the edge of the grass there will make the catch. So 1, 2, 3, fourth inning for Teheran. It's a 2-2 ball game from Atlanta.
Last start against the Giants. Get into the kitchen of Brandon Crawford. A nice little one hopper to the shortstop. Hey, Buster Posey, when you throw a breaking ball like that and he swings like that, you're doing something right. Brandon Belt, breaking ball down in the kitchen once again for the old 4-3 put out. That's the tools of the trade. A look inside the toolbox of Jhoulys Chacín.
Last of the fourth inning, and it is Brandon Phillips, Donis Garcia, and Tyler Flowers in the fourth. It is great to have Hall of Famer John Smoltz alongside as we visit this brand new ballpark, and what a great ceremony that was prior to the game, John.
It was unbelievable. Do you know how good you guys sound? Do you realize that?
Really?
Oh, man.
Thank you.
This is for a visiting team. I could listen to you guys all day.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I got a nosebleed in the other booth because I didn't realize how high it is. But
It is a tad high.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
Washington.
this is Pittsburgh-ish Washington.
Yes, it is.
John,
How about your team?
I want
How
to
about
talk
the
about you.
Padres?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Friars.
It's a very nice start to the season. I think.
What do you see?
Well, you look, the biggest thing is you know what they're doing. You know what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to rebuild, and they're trying to strip down and get to a point to be able to compete. But with success and with the unknown factor of certain players that people go, hey, you know, was a Rule 5 guy, or I find it interesting that in a division where you've got the LAs and the San Franciscos, that they can see what they're trying to build, and the Braves are in a similar situation.
I have the feeling, John and Don, that this Padre team, with the expectation, what people have to say about them,
To the right, and that's going to fall in for a base hit.
I think there comes a point to where it depends on the type of personalities in that clubhouse saying, we're going to take offense to that, and let's show the baseball world what we can do. Hey, you might not win the division, who knows? But, you know, each and every night we go out there, and this is what Andy Green installs in these guys' heads. We come to the ballpark each and every night with the attitude that, you know what, we're going to give them a good fight, and we're going to try to create a winning culture.
Yeah, and I think to a man, everybody would know, an 162-game schedule, that's asking a lot to play a lot of complete games, a lot of perfect games. They know they're going to have to do a little bit more. But I've often said when there's very little expected, the more you win, you gain confidence in each other, and you learn about each other.
Ship to second to Solarte, on to first. Scoop by Myers, got him. Double play. Nicely done. Nice play by Myers.
It was a great play all the way around.
Yes, it was.
I mean, seriously, you guys go into Colorado and you pitch a shutout?
It's hard to do.
When does that happen?
I'll tell you what, the pitching staff, John, made quality pitches, and that's a very good lineup in Colorado. And look at Laredo and then the pick. What the Terry Pendleton and Mark Lemke and Sid Bream is going on down there?
Those are, seems like yesterday, but a long time ago.
Let me ask you something, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Has it sunk in, really?
No.
I mean, Cooperstown, man.
It hasn't. Today was awesome. I mean, just seeing Hank Aaron and just seeing the history. I mean, it's hard to believe it's the third ballpark, right? I mean, this has been, I've spent half my career in Fulton County Stadium. Glad that went away. Launching pad. And then Turner Field, which I love. And I think what they did is they took every bit of what I can see history of a lot of ballparks and made it into one. And I know the commissioner has spoken pretty highly of this complex, of what future ballparks could be like. Get them here, want to stay here. Hopefully the product's good.
Base hit to left for Tyler Flowers, his second hit of the game.
Give us a little insight, because it's not a household name, on Brian Snitker.
Brian Snitker has spent over 40 years in this organization. Wow. He was a guy that when I got here and traded from the Tigers, he ran instruction league. I was scared to death of him. He's a gentle giant. He's awesome. And then he spent a lot of time, obviously, on the coaching staff, and then was willingly ready to go to AAA, and just kind of, that would be his thing, right? And when he got the job and they played so well in the second half, how could you not give him a chance this year to see what he can do? The players love him. It's a different world for him. It's an analytical world. It's an information kind of maybe overkill, but I think he's handled it in the best way that he can. He is what personifies the Atlanta Braves organization from a guy who's been here from the very beginning. He's caught all of our side sessions, and I'm responsible, unfortunately, for ruining his special contraction. He had this, he's caught on a stool. And I knocked that stool out from his leg, and then I basically ruined his knee, because I had the thing when it came to guys not having the gear, and he tried to catch me on a stool, and that went away quick. I felt so bad.
I got to ask you
Still
about
limps.
Mark Grant, the player, as a teammate. I mean, what was he like? Is he any different now? I mean, has he changed at all?
You know, I was worried about him. He's a very negative guy, very depressed when he was a player. Very serious, always doing crossword. You know, I said, did you go to Harvard? He said, no, I didn't go to Harvard. But I was concerned generally. I came alongside of him. I said, we got to lighten up. You got to enjoy life. You got to experience what everything is out. This baseball won't last forever, Mark. And I'm glad you listened. It was awesome. Look what he's doing.
Look at him now. It's incredible.
I mean, just a ball of joy and laughter.
I appreciate that. And I'll tell you what, if there was a Game 7 and this guy pitched in how many? One? The Twins?
I pitched 3 of them, but one in the 91 season.
I'll tell you, in my time of baseball, when I was active as a player, you know, I never played with Greg Maddux. I know you did, but the intensity that this guy had, I mean, a competitor. This guy wants to beat you at checkers.
Yeah.
He wants to beat you at jacks.
Badly.
He wants to beat you at name that tune.
I want to embarrass you.
Ping pong. You want? I'm serious. But that year, I mean, here, Game 7, this ball is going in your hand.
I loved it. I did.
I
I really
you did.
love
I
it.
saw it firsthand.
I miss the big games. I don't miss the actual pain that we used to go through. But this game has changed a lot. Learning how to adapt, you know, especially here in the booth.
I was going to ask.
Did you know we did a game together when we were players?
He mentioned it. And
Greatest game ever on tape that we'll never find. But we did a game in San Francisco. He had all the impersonations, and who would have thought that?
We had a tape recorder, a bat, and a hammer in the clubhouse at Candlestick.
Up the middle and ranging from second is Solarte. Off balance throw. Myers can't take it out, and from third comes Flowers. He'll score, and the Braves take a 3-2 lead. So Tehran helping out his own cause here. And the Braves take a 3-2 lead.
Well, that play right off the bat developing slowly. Okay, through underneath the glove of Chacin. Now Solarte, he already commits to first base. Looked like a very pickable ball for Will Myers. He comes up short. Flowers recognizing that the ball is loose. He will score easily. But I'll tell you what, just for Solarte to get to that ball and make that throw to first base, looked like it was a pickable ball. Easier said than done for Will Myers.
You know the frustration on that play? The pitcher's mound. Got to field your position.
Yep. Right under the glove.
So first and second, a run in. Ender Inciarte now coming up. And a fly ball headed out towards center. Margot started back, now comes in and recovers and ends the inning. All right, thanks to Hall of Famer John
You got
Smoltz.
it, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
MLB TV, I'll be listening to you.
All right. There he is.
There he is. Loosen up, Mark. Come on, have fun.
Braves have just taken the lead over the Padres. And a play that probably should have been made, unfortunately, for the Padres.
You know, sometimes a pitcher, when you get a ball hit back to you, you're kind of fooled by the swing. It's a hard swing, but the ball doesn't come off the bat sharply, and it's kind of like a changeup off the bat. Not sure that that was the case for Chassin, but the Braves get a run out of it.
They have changed the ruling on Freddie Freeman's play in the 3rd inning, which an error was charged to Will Myers. Remember that play, and the ball bounced up? It's now a base hit, so 2 hits for Freeman, no error for Myers. Jhoulys Chassin leading it off here in the 5th inning at a base hit and an RBI back in the 2nd inning. Pitch 72 for Tehran. And it's lined to left field and a base hit again. Chassin, his 2nd hit of the game. 2 for 2 for the Padres pitcher. Good start to the 5th. Let's check in with Bob Scanlon.
Hey, John, thanks a lot. You know, we just saw the 2-strike base hit by Chassin right there, and that's been a pattern all season long for the Padres, and especially here tonight. Pressure on the opposing pitcher with 2 strikes. Al Zinner has preached all season long, we're not going to be defensive, we're not going to be defeatist in 2-strike situations. They've had 10 of them so far tonight, and they've forced Tehran to throw 30 pitches in those 2-strike counts. That's why he comes into the 5th inning with a pitch count already at 71, guys. Hopefully the damage continues with 2 strikes.
Padres trying to drive up that pitch count right now, Bob, and they got the lead runner on in the 5th inning. Manuel Margot with a big hack. Wow, what a rip that was.
Big curveball out of the hand of Tehran at 78 miles an hour. Just opened up that front side a little bit too quickly for the swing and miss.
Margot, the single in the 2nd inning, a 1 for 2 night, also had an RBI, 6th RBI of the year, and a check swing here fouled back to the screen.
How great is John Smoltz?
He is tremendous, and he is
what a quality
extremely good analyst.
Yes, I think he's the best in baseball.
Very, very good.
I really do. Just a quality human being.
Swinging a foul tip that glances off Tyler Flowers.
It's been a who's who. We've had Ken Rosenthal from
that?
Fox, John Smoltz, the Hall of Famer.
Braves on top now, 3-2. What makes Tehran so effective?
He's got live stuff. Seems like everything moves. He does throw a 4-seam fastball, but even that has a little movement to it.
In the dirt, but smothered by Flowers, able to keep it in front of him.
I like his build too. I mentioned that earlier. Tall, lanky, wingspan. I mean, look at the legs on him. Long legs, good drive towards home plate.
Trying to induce a double play ball. Braves have turned 2 in the game defensively. After lead runner Chassin is at first base with a very short lead, not held on. A swing and a miss for Margot, goes lunging after that, strikes out. 3rd strikeout for Julio Tehran. And now it's time for the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Will Myers, 16 hits, 2nd in Major League Baseball, about the 400 average. Marcelo Ozuna leads Major League Baseball 16 RBIs in 9 games played. And Yoenis Cespedes, 6 home runs, and had a 3-home run game earlier this year.
Watched that game last night between the Mets and the Marlins.
16 innings.
Now, I didn't watch all 16 frames, but Ozuna, we've got Yelich. I mean, they've got some talent, obviously, but Cespedes is just, he's a showstopper. When he comes to the plate, concession sales go down. People are in their seats. They want to watch that at bat.
Got a great arm, too.
Yes.
Travis Jankowski has walked twice in the game. In the first and then in the third. One of two of three walks allowed in this game by Tehran. Skips in, and it's 2-1.
Travis Jankowski working some counts this evening. As you mentioned, Don, 2 walks, a stolen base for the Padres left fielder. Hey, Travis Jankowski can now tell his grandkids, I had the first stolen base at SunTrust Park in Atlanta.
Right. Tehran's been very careful in dealing with Jankowski, too. Jankowski has been selective, but he's kind of, I don't want to say worked around him, but at the same time, not really giving him much to hit.
Yeah, you're right. He's worked quickly to Margot, going after him.
Yeah.
He's worked to Myers, and you're right. Maybe he just doesn't want to deal with the left-handed hitting Jankowski and work to the righties. He went after him there with a fastball in the outer half. Kind of up in the zone a little bit, but good location on the outside corner.
Chassin with a short lead at first and a payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and Jankowski strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Tehran. 2 down. And we talked about the first, all taking place here tonight. First hit, Ender Inciarte. The single of the first, Freddie Freeman with the first extra base hit. Kekis RBI, stolen base belongs to Jankowski. First walk to Jankowski. First strikeout was Garcia. And Ibar hit, it appeared, perhaps purposely, by Tehran. Will Myers in the open stance from the right side, slightly. 1 for 2 in the ball game tonight. Single to left in the third inning. Off the end of the bat, rolled down the first baseline. Freeman's got it. He'll take it himself to the bag, and that is that. In the top of the fifth, halfway through, 3-2 Atlanta.
SunTrust Park, the new home for the Atlanta Braves, and as every new stadium has, there's a corner here to memorialize the superstars of the Braves past, honoring 14 years of division championships, a World Series with names like John Smoltz, Greg Maddux, and Tom Glavine, and of course, the immortal number 44, who many still feel, including myself, is the home run king, Hank Aaron. Mark, Don, back to you.
Thanks very much, Bob, and that's a great statue. Great to see him at the ballpark tonight, throwing out that first pitch.
That's just baseball royalty to me. I get Henry Aaron, really? I mean, I remember where I was when he hit that record-breaking home run, watching the game on TV as a kid. Tom House catching it in the bullpen. Pitcher for the Braves.
Dansby Swanson leads it off, pops it up. Foul ground. Hedges over by the screen will make the catch. Swanson fouls out for the first out here at the bottom of the 5th. And here's the Arco top tier player profile. And it is Freddie Freeman, who is coming up. Pretty good list here. Highest career on base percentage. Major league leader since 2014. Freddie Freeman at 387. Joey Votto at the top of that list at 432. He walks a ton, of course.
He does. He's got tremendous bat speed. He can pull the inside pitch and go the other way with the best of them. He showed that earlier with the double.
And again, a ruling change on the play in the 3rd inning. Initially, the official scorer had charged Will Myers with an error. It's now a hit for Freeman. It was 2 hits in the game. The double you mentioned in the 1st inning led to the 2nd run for the Braves. Breaking ball for strike 1. So Alteron sits at 87 pitches through 5. Chacin with 1 out in the 5th delivers his 63rd pitch of his outing. Falls behind 3-1.
Remember, he threw him some good changeups early on. And then the fastball got him, just caught too much of the plate.
Padres shifting on the right side with Schimpf over there. And a little pop-up foul back and out of play.
A little breaking ball there.
Freeman will pop it up down the 3rd baseline. Chacin will overrun it. For whatever reason, they let Chacin try to catch it.
That's Ibar's ball.
Ibar coming from shortstop in the shift. And Hedges coming also from behind the dish and home plate. And Chacin overruns it, ends up behind him.
I think, you know, it's a long run for Eric Ibar, but let's watch his play develop.
He was there.
Okay, Hedges, he's not in a good position. He's running. Eric Ibar, he's looking once, twice, 3 times. What do you think? I think that's Ibar's ball.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I think the only reason he didn't continue full bore was because Chacin was calling.
He's got to take charge there.
Rick foul. Atlanta with 8 hits. Freeman with 2 already. Payoff pitch. Foul the other way. Fouled off some pretty good pitches from Jhoulys Chacin. Padres trailing by a run. They trail 2-0, tied it up 2-2 for the Braves. Took the lead on a Tehran base hit. Now Freeman takes ball 4 and down to first he goes. Only the 2nd walk allowed by Jhoulys Chacin on the night. Well, the day after the Padres score 5 or more runs, get 50% off any regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. Enter promo code Padres5. 1 out here in the 5th. Freeman at first and Nick Markakis coming up. A longtime Baltimore Oriole standing in on the left side. .313 average for Markakis to this point. .33-year-old veteran outfielder.
This guy answers the bell. Last 4 seasons, ranked 3rd in plate appearances with 2,780.
3rd year here in Atlanta.
And he ranks third behind two pretty good players, Jose Altuve and Mike Trout. So he comes to the ballpark wanting to play, get in that lineup. You can see what Chassin's trying to do here. A little two-seamers away. Maybe entice Markakis to try to hook one, keep it on the ground, and try to roll two.
Padres have turned 2 double plays of their own. And there's ball 4. So Markakis down to first. All of a sudden, back-to-back walks allowed by Chassin. 3 in all in his outing. Darren Balsley to the mound here to talk to Chassin, who has walked back-to-back hitters.
Yeah, some of the pitches have been up, so a nice little pep talk, maybe a little bit of a breather from Darren Balsley to Chassin, just to gather himself a little bit. You know, as a pitcher pitching up, got to make an adjustment with that release point. Maybe aim for the shoe tops, and you might be right where you want it in that strike zone, in that release point, to get yourself a grounder.
2 on, 1 away, and Brandon Phillips coming up.
See if he starts him off here with a breaking ball. Runner in scoring position. Phillips is going to be hunting the fastball, wants to drive that runner in from second base.
In the air to shallow right. Renfroe coming in, and he'll put it away. Phillips frustrated. He's out number 2.
Padre fans, if you can't catch games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go, presented by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Download the app and take Padres baseball wherever you go. Gotta have it.
So 2 down, 2 on here in the 5th inning.
Phillips missed a first pitch fastball that was right there, working underneath it, maybe a little bit too quick to that pitch for the pop-up.
Thomas Garcia 0 for 2. He struck out looking and bounced into a 5-4-3 double play. Just a 152 average so far in the season. Game 11 of the year for the Braves. That was a good pitch. Didn't get it.
Yeah, it's not where he wanted it, but still a nice job by Austin Hedges trying to frame that pitch for a strike. Once again, a pitch that's up, though. He's got to be careful. You get hurt on that hanging breaking ball.
Braves are 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position. And a foul to the screen makes it 1-2. Tight net ball game with 2 down here in the 5th inning, and Jhoulys Chassin trying to work his way around a couple of walks that came back-to-back to Freeman and Markakis here in the 5th. In the air, back of short, down the line at third and into foul ground, and it's Ibar makes the catch. Called off Schimpf and takes care of business. 2 left, 3-2 Braves. Zipline Casino. Sign up for the Padres Club Card today. By Jack in the Box. Try the Double Jack combo for just $4.99 only at Jack in the Box. And by Tough Turtle Turf, the industry's only lifetime turf. All the Braves jerseys leading back to Boston even.
Very cool. The Boston Bees, right? Boston Braves. And then on to Milwaukee. And then, of course, here in Atlanta.
Very good, well-pitched ball game tonight. Tehran and Chassin as we work here into the 6th inning. And look at the pitcher comparison to this point of the game.
Even though it's been 5 runs combined, I think that would be classified as a pitcher's duel. It's close. Getting to the later part of this ball game.
Chassin at 79 pitches, while Tehran, who begins this 6th at 87 pitches, will be dealing with 4, 5, and 6. Solarte, Schimpf, and Renfroe. And Hervis sold for 2. He's grounded out to first and grounded into a fielder's choice. He'll take the strike over the outside corner.
I'd have to guess that the hitters have a pretty good view of the pitches coming out of the hand of Tehran and Chassin. Good batter's eye in center field. Oh.
Ducked into that one and is hit by the pitch. And on the forearm wrist area. And Solarte in some pain as he makes his way down to first base.
It's up and in.
It's the back one.
And did you see Marvin Hudson after that? He appealed actually down to third base if it was a swing. Because if it's a swing, it's a dead ball and a strike.
Yep.
But he did not.
Sam Holbrook, the third base umpire, said he didn't. So Hervis appears to be okay. He'll gain the lead. Been ahead a lot. In fact, 19 of 23 first pitch strikes for Tehran.
I'll take that every 5th day.
Over 60%.
Major league average 60. He's at 82. That's firing. Being aggressive early.
Ryan Schimpf has walked and struck out. A bounce in for ball 1. As part of the 4-run attack in the first inning at Coors Field in the finale of that 3-game series with the Rockies. Padres would blank the Rockies in the final game of the series 6-0 after a 4-run first. There's a 1-0 from Tehran. 2-0. Some stirring going on and some warming, it appears, in the Braves' new pen. Schimpf takes ball 3. Pitch count rising here for Tehran. And that is Jose Ramirez, a right-hander. First action we've seen in either pen. Braves pen in right center. Padres down the line and left. That's a strike and a generous call at best.
That was like a baseball and a half off the plate. See our Nissan Fox tracks clearly indicating that that was a ball off the plate. That's the last pitch right there.
Schimpf with a foul tip, and all of a sudden it's a full count. Schimpf now with Renfroe waiting on deck. Harris with a pretty short lead at first, with Freeman holding him on. Schimpf will take ball 4 and head on down to first base. Second time he's walked. And that is the 4th walk handed out by Tehran. So a hit batter and a walk, and the first 2 Padres have reached here in the top of the 6th inning. Hunter Renfroe has grounded into a double play and struck out swinging. .238 average right now for Renfroe early in the season. And a drive to left. Peterson is there to make the catch below the cap high. Sharply hit, but right at Peterson, where he was aligned defensively perfectly, as it turns out. And it's out number 1. Renfroe hit it hard, but nothing to show for it. Up comes Eric Ibar. Oh, look at that bullpen out there for the Braves, and they got a nice little spot to sit, stand, whatever they choose. It's kind of a 2-tiered bench out there that they have.
You know what's nice about that? Because they could sit up here and look over the fence, which is nice. They're not blocked by the top of the fence there. And if they want to stretch the legs a little bit, they look above the fence.
On the ground foul. Best bullpen, worst bullpen.
Well, the worst, I think, was Wrigley Field back in the day, but now they're underneath because the fans were right there, and they'll give you an earful. Best bullpen, there's a nice bullpen right there for the Padres. Candlestick was bad, too, back in the days because you were right there on top of the fans. Good bullpens. Dodger Stadium, you can sit outside, and you can look through the fence. You have to move them when the pitchers start. They have that little box where you can look out the window, but you can sit outside there. Some of the newer ones, though, the newer ones are so much nicer than back in the old days.
Tehran trying to work his way around a hit batter and a walk to begin this inning. Renfroe lined out to left, 1 down, and Ibar waiting on a 1-1 pitch. That's a strike, 1-2. How's the bullpen at Qualcomm?
Really good.
Yep.
Really good. Yeah, because they were opposites. First base dugout for the Padres, down the third base line, so the bench and the manager could see down in the bullpen because you were blocked down the same side.
Did he go? They'll check. No, he did not, says Sam Holbrook. That was close.
Really tough to hold up when you get that shillelagh going. See, I think that's an offer. But a break for Eric Ibar.
Evens the count at 2-2. Solarte a short lead at second. Ryan Schimpf at first with 1 out and time called. An even hundo for Tehran.
62% strikes.
Bounces in, and it's a full count.
A good eye on that breaky ball, trying to entice Ibar to swing at that. He's not biting.
How do you feel about starting the runners here with a full count, 1 out?
I like it. Stay out of the double play if in fact the ball is put in play. Yeah. Although you got the well, you know, third baseman is well off the line. Garcia.
5th full count for Tehran of his outing. Tehran wants to see the pitches again. He and Tyler Flowers going back and forth, so Ibar backed out. In the air to left center field. Center fielder Inciarte makes the catch for out number 2. Inciarte back to second, Schiff back to first, 2 down.
So maybe with that in mind, they kept the runners so they can avoid that.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
You literally snatched that out of my hand to do the copyright. And then you give the paper snap of confidence.
2 down, my friend, with 2 on.
How nice would it be to Austin Hedges do some damage here?
Already has a hit tonight, single back in the second inning.
Hey, not necessarily a home. I mean, a home run would be nice, but just how about splitting the gap or putting one down the line to have these runners off and running. Ryan Schimpf hopefully scoring from first base.
Tehran still with good velocity, even though he's up over the century mark.
And third time around for Austin, so he's got a good look-see on what Tehran has to offer.
The single in the second, scored a run, popped out to short in the fourth. 2 on, 2 down. And that's strike 2.
Tehran working that angle from the low 3/4 and peppering that outside corner for the strike.
Tip held onto by Flowers as Hedges strikes out. 5 Ks for Tehran. It's a 3-2 Braves lead. Markakis in the first inning where he delivered 2 runs with his double. Jhoulys Chacín gave the Braves a 2-0 advantage. Padres would get on the board. Jhoulys Chacín helps on his own cause here, beating it on down the line at first. Eric Ibar would score, and the Padres were on the board. And scoring would be Hedges later to tie it up 2-2. Diving was Markakis. Here comes Hedges, and it was 2-2 until Tehran, with his bounding ball back up the middle, he would reach, and scoring from third base was Tyler Flowers, who gave the Braves a 3-2 lead. That's where we are here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it is Tyler Flowers, Chase Peterson, and the pitcher's spot expected in the inning. And the starter Tehran has given the Braves 105 pitches in this game.
And very important inning for Chacín, the bottom of the order. You don't want to flip that lineup over with runners on base to enter Inciarte. Nice, obviously, to have a nice 1-2-3 inning here.
Flowers 2 for 2. He's single to center, single to left, and chases after that pitch. that is it for Tehran. Snitker down there to let him know. He battled last inning after hitting Solarte, walking Schimpf. He proceeded to get Renfroe, Ibar, and Hedges to get out of the inning unscathed.
Big time inning for Chassin. It's almost like a reliever coming in here and holding the deficit, and a challenge too, because as we mentioned, third time around now for this part of the order.
Flowers with a pop-up foul. There is no action in the Padres pen. 84 pitches for Chassin here in the 6th inning. Full count now. 3 walks in the game for Chassin. 3 strikeouts in the game for Chassin.
Slider. Fastball.
And that's ball 4. Didn't miss by a lot. That's the 4th walk given up by Chassin. Closed captioning is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. So lead runner on here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and now Hedges coming out to talk to Chassin. There is action in the Padres pen for the first time. It's like Craig Stammen starting to warm in the pen. So with Chase Peterson standing in here for the Braves. Pinch hitter has come out on deck. Bonifacio would pinch hit in the pitcher's spot. And Andy Green is going to make a double switch here as he comes out to talk to Marvin Hudson, the home plate umpire. So Chassin walks Flowers. Hedges went out to buy some time, and then Andy Green popped out of the dugout. Looks like Sardinez will be heading into shortstop for the Padres, part of this double switch, and that is the night for Chassin. Pitching change from Atlanta. Braves have a 3-2 lead. The lead over the Padres, but the Braves threatening for more. As a pitching change for the Padres, Jhoulys Chassin leaves after 5+. Enter Craig Stammen. Pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford and Craig Stammen into his 3rd game.
Scoreless outings in all of the other outings in the short time inning of 3rd, but a veteran guy who can get a ground ball. Been in this situation many times in his big league career.
Inside to Peterson, who has struck out and walked. Leadoff walk for Tyler Flowers. Part of the double switch. Luis Sardinez now at shortstop. Will bat in the 9 spot. The pitcher now batting in the 7 spot with Ibar coming out of the game. 3-0 for Stammen. Chacin walked 4, struck out 3 in 5+ innings and through 86 pitches. That is a strike and a late strike call there for Marvin Hudson.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised he called that a strike. It didn't look low. I mean, I like the call. 2-seamer. Nice job by Austin Hedges. So the ball in the glove was down a little bit, and then he brought it up. Nicely done.
Fly ball right field, playable for Renfroe, who actually took a step back, now comes in for the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning. Let's check back in with Bob.
Hey, thanks, Don. You know, so far we haven't seen anything very unusual with how the ball has played here, neither hit on the ground nor in the air. And that's by design. John Sherholtz, the president of the ball club, had a lot to say in how this park was designed. He wanted it to play fairly. The only idiosyncratic thing that exists in this ballpark is right field. They made it a little bit shorter than left field, but they also made it much taller. And as you see, the top there is brick on the top, and then it goes down to padding and screens. So you actually have 3 different surfaces that right fielders have to deal with. Now, be aware, if the ball goes over the right fielder's head, he's going to have to make a decision. Is it going to hit that brick wall and bounce all the way back to the infield, or might it hit the pads and drop dead? It's going to be very important for the center fielders and the second baseman to be aware of it too, because if it hits that brick, it's going to carry him all the way back to the infield.
Up the middle towards short, and Sardinez touches second, fires to first, and wildly off the front of the Braves dugout. And reaching at first base will be Bonifacio. Flowers retired at second on the force out, 6 unassisted.
I'm just glad that the Padres got the lead runner here as this ball just out of the reach of Stammen behind, and then the old stretch and Laredo throw from Sardinez. Now always keep an eye on the runner going past first base. If they just a little bit, I mean just twitch a little bit as if they want to go to second base, he's a hot potato. You can apply the tag and he'd be out, but Bonifacio did not commit. He is aboard safely.
So 2 down, Bonifacio at first base, and top of the order Ender Inciarte. Throw to first, and diving back is Bonifacio. So Tehran, who is hit for, ends up going 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Walked 4, struck out 5. Pitcher of record right now for Atlanta. Hit a couple of batters along the way too. Hit Ibar, hit Solarte. Two outs, Bonifacio at first and Inciarte ahead of the count here, 1-0. Third batter that Craig Stammen has faced since coming into the game. It just looked like he wanted to throw to first, but did not. Not afraid to throw to any base.
No, that's a good thing. That'll get in the heads of the opposition. Maybe a half step closer. Definitely cut down that secondary lead.
Another check, and again back is Bonifacio. He's going to work on the track a little bit. Got a little slippery out there, and he's doing some housekeeping. He's got that sliding glove on. Looks like an oven mitt.
Yeah. Boy, big lead, big secondary lead for
Huge.
Bonifacio.
Designed to protect your hand on the headfirst slide and getting cleated.
And check and see if the cookies are done too in the oven. Back in 2011, 40 stolen bases.
Be tough to get the cookies out because there's no thumb.
I knew you were going to go there.
It's just, it's tough. It's all one thing.
Yeah.
You drop all the cookies.
Right. He's shortened up. There he goes.
There he goes on a 3-1 and a drive to right. Renfroe going back at the wall. That ball is gone. First home run at SunTrust Park. Ender Inciarte hits his third home run of the year and puts Atlanta on top 5-2 with one swing of the bat.
High two-seamer. At first base, Bonifacio really shortened up his lead, so that gave the indication he was going to be going. But Ender Inciarte, a nice easy swing, getting the bat head out and crushing that high two-seam fastball.
So another first here tonight at SunTrust Park. Michael Tucker had hit the first home run at Turner Field. It is Ender Inciarte who hits the first home run at SunTrust Park. Dansby Swanson down 0-2. It's 5-2 Atlanta now with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sliced foul off to the right. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Dan Iasanya, and rung up. Is Swanson in the inning with the damage done. 2-run shot for Inciarte. It's now 5-2 Braves lead. game and a couple of hits for the Padres pitcher in this game. Joey Chacin, that dribbler, would drive in a run as Chacin able to beat it out. He comes up with a base hit to left in the 5th inning. More conventionally, the line drive base hit to left field. 2 for 2. Joey Chacin trying to help out his own cause, but on the hook tonight as the Braves have a 5-2 lead and got a new left fielder and a new pitcher as Jose Ramirez now in the game for Julio Teheran.
Well, he's got a 3-run cushion for Ramirez here. Now his 6th game used quite a bit. Not really high in the strikeouts, but the opponent's only hitting 200 and 125 off this big, tall, lanky right-hander.
Emilio Bonifacio has taken over in left field. Jace Peterson chased from the game as part of the double switch here. Luis Sardinia is batting for the first time as part of the Padres double switch, and that's ball 1. Took over at shortstop and now bats out of the 9 spot. The pitcher's spot in the order is now 7th, where Ibar was. 1 for 8 start for Sardinias, and that'll leave in the count of 1-1.
We got some big time petrol coming at you at 98 from Ramirez. Long strider. No nitpicking going on here.
In the air to left and just into the game. Bonifacio waits and catches out number 1. One down, top of the order. Manuel Margot coming up. Line tonight on Chacin, 5+, 8 hits. 4 runs are all earned. He walked 4, struck out 3, and on the hook came into the game individually at 1-1. 1 out for Margot. Margot fly to center in the 1st, single to right in the 2nd, and struck out swinging in the 5th.
Gonna have to turn up the dial. A little bit of movement to go with that 98 as well. Oh,
99.
That's these guys out of the bullpens these days.
It's a free and easy 99 too.
It is effortless. There's a little slider to go along with it at 89.
On the ground to short, Swanson. Good stretch by Freeman, and there are 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Travis Jankowski coming up. He's been aboard a couple of times, couple of walks tonight.
Have you ever stood in the box against 99?
No.
Would you like to experience it though?
No.
Why not?
I don't want to see 99 because it could end up in my melon.
You know what I've always thought of would be a great addition to any ballpark?
Yeah.
Is to have, you know, the fan experience. Have like a person, a fan, goes inside like a glass case that's got holes in it, but so you can hear, and have a machine, like a jugs machine, throwing ball at you like 99, 100, 102, just to give the fan, and step in a box.
I would do that.
You're 2 feet away from home plate, whatever, just to give you the what
illusion,
these guys have to deal with.
Yep. Now that I would do if I was in a glass encased box.
You let me finish?
Yes.
You have a big screen. You have a big screen, right, with like a pitcher, like pitching, like a video, and then out of the hand where the hand is. I'm just giving you a hard time, you know that. Where the ball will come out, the illusion like it's coming out of the pitcher's hand, and 99, 102, maybe 105 would have rolled as Chapman. I think it'd be a great experience for the fan, and they're protected by the glass case that has like holes in it, so you can hear the ball like come by you.
Would you get in a Shark Tank? Like a metal
No.
Shark Tank? No. Why not? What's the difference?
No.
99-mile-an-hour fastball or Shark Tank?
No.
Come on.
I'm not doing Shark Tank. Those things break.
Oh, and you don't think the glass may break?
No, it's plexiglass.
Yeah. Kind of like hockey glass? What you're talking about?
I would trust the glass more than the
That breaks all the time, by the way.
Yeah.
Just for instance.
Did you see Jaws?
I did.
Richard Dreyfuss was toast.
Yeah. Didn't have a big enough.
Need a bigger boat.
We need a bigger boat, but you also need a bigger
cage.
Cage. Yeah.
Stronger cage.
Better. Two. Framed, and
wow.
Thought they had it. They don't.
That's
Full
98 with movement. Flowers tried to frame it. Oh. That's got some serious fuzz on it.
Jankowski has walked twice and struck out. 3-2. Reaches out and lifts it foul off to the left out of play. You still upset about the copyright reading?
No, I'm over it.
Oh, you're okay?
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Okay.
I'm all about sharing.
It was handed to me, so I read it. I didn't mean to take it away from you.
It's all good. It's a long season. Now, if you want to take that on, you're going to have to learn how to memorize it.
Fouled off to the left. Why? I mean, it's on the paper.
Why the challenge?
Like the rest of all of them?
Fastball in here. Got to be quick.
It's by him at 99. Impressive 1-2-3 inning for Ramirez. 5-2 Braves.
Yeah,
the Padres.
Rocking the '84 BP jersey. Fans of the game, how you doing? Having a good time.
Fan Diego, fan of the game right there.
How you doing?
Last of the 7th inning, and more Craig Stammen. He's out there to pitch the 6th inning in relief of Chacin, who started the 6th. And gave up the 2-run home run to Inciarte. Back out there to start the 7th, and you get the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up here for the Braves. Freeman, Markakis, and Phillips. Freddie Freeman has been on base 3 times, a double, a single, and a walk. Quick 71 start to the season for Freeman. Still got about 20-odd seconds before the umpires let him go here.
So from our vantage point, Donald, what do you think? It's kind of like in between Pittsburgh and Washington?
I think so. Maybe a tad lower than Pittsburgh. Right? Pretty close. We are pretty far and high. Washington is by far the highest group in Major League Baseball. The end of the shift on the right side. It's Inciarte. Throws out. Freeman retired for the first time tonight.
Yeah, in Washington, we are above the lights.
Yes.
And we're not kidding when we say that.
No, it's like the 11th floor. I have a hard time in Washington telling whether or not it kind of skimmed on the dirt. But this is a pretty good booth. We are far.
Yeah.
As you get the vantage point of how far exactly. We're in the top deck.
Okay, I'm not complaining, though. We're in a big league ball yard.
And it's a great view. It really is.
Yes, it is.
But I got Petco Park on this one.
Petco's the best.
One down. Nick Markakis. Strike one. Markakis with a double to drive in 2 runs in the first. Bounced into a double play in the third. Walked in the fifth.
Such an important inning for Stammen because the Padres next half will have Myers, Solarte, Schimpf 3-4-5 due up.
Oh, one pitch is strike and it's 0-2.
Make him chase here. Throw a fastball in off the plate.
Multiple innings tonight for Craig Stammen out of the pen.
That's the beauty of having a guy like Stammen. He can go 1+, 2+. How do you lay off that pitch? A ball, no doubt, down and in, but 2 strikes, tough to lay off.
In the air to left center field. Margot tracks it and makes the catch for the second out of the 7th inning. The Atlanta Braves without former Padres outfielder Matt Kemp on the DL will be for the series. Happened on this play, a diving play. Braves starting the year on the road and struggled his next time up, could not run, and the hamstring has him on the DL. Two outs here in the 7th inning. Brandon Phillips 1 for 3 in the game. Single in the 4th. To left, Jankowski back a step or 2. Out number 3 of the 7th inning. It's to the 8th we go. Braves have a 5-2 lead. here in Atlanta at SunTrust Park with 41,149 on hand. Of course, a sellout here. First ever game here, and this is by Myers for strike one. Another guy throws hard. Another guy throwing 99 miles an hour. Just saw Ramirez. Now Rodis Vizcaíno in the game.
Fifth game for the hard-throwing right-hander. And does he have the same type of stuff as Ramirez possessed last half inning? He had the two-seam run. He had a slider.
Myers to center for Inciarte. One down here in the eighth.
And that was 98. Free and easy gas.
One out, and Yangervis Solarte coming up. So Jose Ramirez went one inning. Fly out, ground out, strikeout, and made pretty quick work of the Padres in the seventh. Vizcaíno here for the eighth with one down. Solarte is grounded out twice and been hit by a pitch. Julio Teheran started this game, pitcher of record for the Braves. 6 strong, 5 hits, 2 runs, walked 4, struck out 5. Solarte to center, and Inciarte again. 2 down in the eighth.
Remember last year, Vizcaíno started the year as the closer for the Braves, and you can see why. Tough turning up the dial against Ramirez and Vizcaíno here for the Padres the last couple innings.
So 2 down here in the eighth inning, and Ryan Schimpf has walked twice and struck out. Only 1 save so far this year for the Braves, and that belongs to Johnson. Jim Johnson, longtime closer. Couple of different teams. Schimpf fouls it off to the left, and that's 97, and that's strike one. One and 2. Much like the Padres, the Atlanta Braves have a sequence of pitchers they use with a lead late in the game. Padres with Buchter and Hand and Mauer generally. We're seeing the Braves lead team as this is down 2 and 2.
So safe situation right now, so it stays the same. We will see Jim Johnson probably.
Braves have Garcia, Flowers, and the pitcher spot expected in the bottom of the eighth. Two-two to Schimpf. Fouled off to the left out of play.
It'd be tough to get a foul ball up here.
I would say it'd be pretty difficult.
I'd be a betting man and say no chance. Did you ever do games at Tiger Stadium, the old Tigers?
No, never had the chance.
They said you were like right on top of it.
I heard it was dangerous.
Yes.
Like, I mean,
you had the choice of putting up a net or not.
Swing and a miss. Schimpf swings and misses and strikes out. On to the bottom of the eighth with the Braves on top 5-2.
Baseball brought to you by GMC, by Tough Turtle Turf, the industry's only lifetime turf, and by your San Diego County Lexus dealers, who invite you to test drive a Lexus today.
That's it. It's stealing copy. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Welcome back to SunTrust Park in Smyrna, Georgia. Game 1 of this new venue, and we go to the bottom of the 8th and tell you all about it. Here's Don Orsillo. Don?
Kevin Quackenbush just back from El Paso. One of the moves today for the Padres. Also reinstating Hector Sanchez. Jabari Blash returning to El Paso. Quackenbush's first major league action of the year, and he deals with Adonis Garcia here in the 8th. Good to see Quack back.
Last season, 60 games, and I believe it was 4 or 5 times that he was back and forth between AAA and the big leagues. That plays with a player's head, I'll tell you. But another opportunity for Kevin. He has shown in the past that he can do it. Of course, the location of the fastball. He's not an overpowering pitcher at 90. So he's got to hit in spots, and he's got a curveball and a changeup to go along with that fastball.
Grounded by the mound. Solarte shifts to his right. The throw is in time to get Garcia for the first out of the bottom of the 8th. So Hector Sanchez activated from the 7-day concussion list. Quackenbush called up. Jabari Blash and Jake Ash, the other part of that. We saw him come into the game and walked a couple batters in Colorado, so he's back in El Paso along with Jabari Blash. So Quackenbush is back. Takes over for Stammen, who worked 2 innings. A hit and a run. Didn't walk anybody and struck out a batter. Allowed an inherited runner to score on the home run that he allowed to enter Inciarte. It has Atlanta on top 5-2. Swing and a miss. Padres have a new left fielder also, as Alan Cordoba is now in left field. Lays off a pitch up, and it's 2-2. Two in the air to right field. Renfroe towards the line, makes the catch for out number 2. Pitcher spot due, and it looks like Johan Camargo is coming up here for the Braves.
RBI Baseball 2017 returns with fast-packed pick up and play, MLB action-packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much, much more. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and other mobile devices. Learn more at rbigame.com.
Camargo pinch hits and takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Made his major league debut on Tuesday at Miami after being recalled from AAA Gwinnett, where he started the year. Fouls it off and evens the count at 1-1.
One of the luxuries the Braves have, having their AAA club just on the other side of town, basically. Not far from here at all. I shouldn't say the other side of town, but within an hour, I would have to say.
One. Strike over the inside corner.
About a 40-minute drive from here to Gwinnett.
For years, of course, the Richmond Braves were there at the Diamond in Richmond. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. Good inning for Quackenbush. Headed to the 9th. Padres trail 5-2. Your complete pet store with all the nutrition, supplies, and services you need to support the health and well-being of your pet. That was the final out of Game 1 of the 1948 World Series. October 6th of 1948. Part of the history here inside brand new SunTrust Park. Jim Johnson, the closer, on in a save situation.
Well, Don, you mentioned it just a little bit ago, but Jim Johnson's been with a number of teams and very integral part of the bullpen. Back-to-back 50 save seasons back with Baltimore in 2012 and 13. More Ks than innings pitched last year, this being his 4th game this year.
A total of 20 saves last year with Atlanta.
And he's a ground ball pitcher. He's got a 58% ground ball rate. Balls put in play, hit on the ground, so trying to work for that grounder. And the Ks are up as well, as I mentioned.
Pretty impressive, the guys leading up to him, Ramirez and Vizcaino, both.
Yeah.
Hunter Renfroe, 1-1. Strike 2. 0 for 3 night for Hunter Renfroe. Was grounded into a double play, struck out, and lined out. Two and 2. Actually 1 and 2 still. Cordoba waits on deck, and then Hedges. Back-to-back seasons, 50, 51 with Baltimore in 2012, then 50 in 2013 with the O's. Broke into the big leagues with the Orioles. Grounder back to him. Johnson off the third base side of the hill, throws out Renfroe. Time now for our Carl's Jr. star of the game, and it is Ender Inciarte. Reaching on this. Inciarte, that was in the first inning, would set up later on a 2-run home run in the 6th inning. 2 hits for Inciarte from the top spot in the Braves order. 3rd home run of the year, first ever home run at SunTrust Park. 1 out, and Alan Cordoba takes strike 1. Or the double switch that saw him go into left field last inning. 2 for 7 start for Cordoba. And a liner to left that's going to get in for a base hit in front of Bonifacio. So Cordoba collects a hit, third of the year for him, and it's a 1-out single here in the 9th inning. Padres need base runners.
Multiple base runners. Put some pressure on Jim Johnson. We talked about mistakes. Cordoba really spins on this up and in fastball. The high leg kick gets it down, hands her back, and rifles that one to left field for the big league knock.
So 1 out, 1 on, and it brings up Austin Hedges. 1 for 3 and a single in the 2nd inning. Came around to score the second Padres run, which at the time tied the score 2-2. Now trailing by 3, batting with 1 out in the 9th. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Stops for Johnson after Baltimore. Went to Oakland, Detroit, Atlanta the first time, then Los Angeles with the Dodgers, and then back to Atlanta last year, and here again this year. Swing and a miss, and Hedges chased that. That was nasty, and he strikes out. 2 down in the 9th.
But you know the difference of that breaky ball right there, it just kind of floated up there. 92, 93 on the fastball, but then pulling the string had Austin way out in front.
Two outs in the 9th inning. Luis Sardinez. Runner goes. Sardinez lines one to left center field. Inciarte is there. Makes the catch, and the Braves win their first game at SunTrust Park. So Jim Johnson comes in and grabs the save, his second. Padres drop the first game of this 4-game series. What's on tap, Mike Pomerantz?